Your strength is killing you, and that's the point. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce like sweet softness whispered in French. I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something with you that came from a powerful conversation I had recently with Latasha Smith. Latasha is doing transformational work helping Black women, professionals, entrepreneurs, and leaders step into their soft girl era without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. Her insights challenged me, and I believe they will challenge you too. She's helping women worldwide understand that the cape we've been wearing isn't a gift, it's a trap. And her work is creating pathways for Black women to lead, love, and live from a place of wholeness instead of depletion. So let's dive in. Here's the question I want you to sit with today. What if the next level of your success is not about pushing harder, but about protecting your peace more intentionally? I know, that sounds almost too simple, but stay with me. For so many of us, especially high achieving Black women between 38 and 55, we've been taught that strength means endurance, that leadership means carrying everything, that rest is something you earn only after you've exhausted yourself. We've been the dependable one at work, the fixer in the family, the person everyone leans on, even when we were depleted. We've worn the Superwoman cape so long we forgot it wasn't stitched to our skin. But here's the truth Latasha Smith reminded me of during our conversation. Softness is not the opposite of strength. It is often the strategy that makes sustainable success possible. Let me say that again because I need you to really hear this. Softness is not the opposite of strength. It is the strategy that makes sustainable success possible. For many Black women professionals, entrepreneurs, and leaders, being the strong one has been framed as a badge of honor, but it can quietly become a barrier to rest, healing, creativity, and long term impact. The unexpected insight here is that setting boundaries, asking for support, and choosing joy are not signs of weakness. They are leadership skills. Think about that for a moment. Boundaries are not just personal wellness tools, they are business tools. They help you lead more effectively, make better decisions, and stay aligned with your purpose. But we've been conditioned to believe that if we're not grinding, we're not worthy. If we're not carrying everyone else's load, we're selfish. If we rest, we're lazy. And that, sis, is a lie. Let me share something with you. Many Black women have had seasons where they were the dependable one at work, the fixer in the family, and the person everyone leaned on even when they were depleted. That lived experience can become the doorway to a new truth. Healing and softness are not indulgences, they are necessary for wholeness, clarity, and the ability to keep building. Now, I want to introduce you to someone whose work embodies this truth in the most powerful way. Tarana Burke. You know her as the founder of the Me Too movement. But what you may not know is that Tarana's work centers on healing, survivor advocacy, and creating space for Black women and girls to be seen and supported. Her life and work reflect the reality that Black women are often expected to endure trauma silently while continuing to perform strength for everyone else. But Tarana chose a different path. She centered healing, truth telling, and community support rather than silence and self sacrifice. Her leadership shows that advocacy can be rooted in care, not just endurance. She began using Me Too years before it became a widespread cultural movement, with a focus on supporting survivors, especially Black girls and women who are often overlooked. Her work helped bring global visibility to survivor centered organizing and inspired broader conversations about healing, accountability, and support. Her legacy has influenced conversations across workplaces, media, and communities about trauma, justice, and the importance of being believed and supported. Tarana Burke's work is a living example of what it means to reject the strong Black woman stereotype and embrace healing, softness, and self protection. She didn't wait until she was broken to ask for help. She built a movement that said, your pain matters, your voice matters, your healing matters. And that's what we're talking about today. Your healing matters. Now, let's talk about vulnerability. I know some of you just cringed. Vulnerability feels risky, especially in professional spaces where we've been taught to keep our armor on. But here's what research shows us. Brene Brown, a researcher and author who has extensively studied vulnerability, courage, shame, and connection, has found that vulnerability is not incompatible with leadership. In fact, it's essential to it. Many professionals believe vulnerability is a weakness, especially in high pressure environments where people feel they must always appear strong and in control. But Brown's research reframes vulnerability as a source of courage, connection, and effective leadership. She encourages people to lead with authenticity rather than armor. Her work has helped normalize open conversations about emotions, boundaries, and mental well being in leadership settings. Her ideas have influenced executives, teams, and entrepreneurs to value emotional honesty, trust, and human centered leadership. And here's the thing, when you lead with vulnerability, you give others permission to do the same. You create cultures where people can show up as whole human beings, not just productivity machines. So let me ask you, what would it look like for you to lead with a little more vulnerability? What would it feel like to admit, I don't have all the answers, or I need support, or I'm tired? Because here's the truth, you do not have to earn rest by being exhausted. Rest, reflection, and emotional care are part of strategic leadership, not rewards for burnout. Let me say that one more time. You do not have to earn rest by being exhausted. Now, I want to talk about the workplace because for many Black women, the workplace is where the Superwoman cape gets the heaviest. Minda Harts, a Black author, workplace strategist, and advocate focused on equity and belonging for women of color in the workplace, has done incredible work in this area. She's the author of The Memo and the Authority Gap, and she's a recognized thought leader on workplace equity. Minda's work speaks directly to the reality that Black women in professional spaces often face isolation, overwork, and pressure to constantly prove themselves while navigating inequitable systems. She advocates for self advocacy, workplace boundaries, and building cultures where women of color are supported, heard, and respected. Her work has helped organizations and professionals better understand how to create more equitable and humane workplaces. Through her writing and consulting, Minda has centered the experiences of Black women in corporate settings and offered practical guidance for navigating bias and burnout. Her work has pushed broader conversations about retention, belonging, and leadership accountability in professional environments. And here's what Minda's work reminds us: boundaries are not just about saying no to things that drain you, they're about saying yes to things that sustain you. They're about protecting your energy so you can show up fully in the places that matter most. So let me ask you, what boundary do you need to set today? What role, mask, or responsibility are you no longer willing to carry? What would it look like to protect your pieces of practice, not just as a reaction to burnout? Because here's the thing, choosing yourself is not selfish, it is generationally transformative. When Black women model softness, self trust, and self protection, they create a healthier path for their families, teams, and communities. Let me say that again. When Black women model softness, self trust, and self protection, they create a healthier path for their families, teams, and communities. You are not just healing yourself, you are healing the people who come after you. You are showing your daughters, your nieces, your mentees, your teams that it is possible to be powerful and peaceful, that it is possible to be ambitious and rested, that it is possible to be strong and soft. Now, I want to bring this back to Latasha Smith and the insights she shared with me. Latasha reminded me that many Black women have had seasons where they were the dependable one at work, the fixer in the family, and the person everyone leaned on, even when they were depleted. That lived experience can become the doorway to a new truth. Healing and softness are not indulgences, they are necessary for wholeness, clarity, and the ability to keep building. And here's what I want you to take away from today: three things. First, you do not have to earn rest by being exhausted. Rest, reflection, and emotional care are part of strategic leadership, not rewards for burnout. Second, boundaries are a business tool and a wellness tool. Protecting your energy helps you lead more effectively, make better decisions, and stay aligned with your purpose. Third, choosing yourself is not selfish, it is generationally transformative. When Black women model softness, self trust, and self protection, they create a healthier path for their families, teams, and communities. So here's my challenge to you. This week, choose one boundary, one act of rest, or one moment of softness that honors the woman you are becoming. Maybe it's saying no to a meeting that drains you. Maybe it's taking a walk in the middle of the day. Maybe it's asking for help instead of carrying everything alone. Whatever it is, do it without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. Because your soft girl era is not about doing less, it's about being more, more present, more whole, more you. And the world needs that version of you, the version that's rested, healed, and free, the version that leads with softness and strength, the version that knows her worth is not tied to her productivity. So let me leave you with this. What if everything you've been taught about strength has been keeping you small? What if the grind you glorify is the cage you can't escape? What if your exhaustion uh, isn't a badge of honor, but a cry for help that you've been too proud, too conditioned, too afraid to hear? I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding that you are no longer available for depletion. Imagine walking into your office, your home, your life, and saying out loud, I am no longer carrying what does not belong to me. Imagine the relief. Imagine the freedom. Imagine the power. That is not fantasy. That is your birthright. But here's the part that's going to make you uncomfortable. You have to choose it. Nobody is coming to save you. No promotion, no partner, no permission slip from society. You have to save yourself, and saving yourself starts with one radical, rebellious, revolutionary act: rest. Rest when you haven't finished the to do list. Rest when people are counting on you. Rest when it feels selfish. Rest when it feels impossible, because rest is not the absence of productivity. Rest is the presence of self respect. And sis, you deserve your own respect. So here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. I want you to name one thing you are going to release: one meeting, one obligation, one mask, one role, one expectation. Name it. Write it down, say it out loud, and then let it go. Because the next level of your life is not waiting for you to work harder. It's waiting for you to heal deeper. It's waiting for you to choose softer. It's waiting for you to protect your peace like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Your soft girl era is not a trend. It's a transformation. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's not about being weak. It's about being wise enough to know that you cannot pour from an empty cup and you cannot lead from a depleted soul. So I'm asking you today, right here, right now, will you choose yourself? Will you protect your peace? Will you step into your soft girl era with the same courage you've used to survive everything else? Because the world doesn't need another exhausted Black woman pretending she's fine. The world needs you whole, rested, soft, strong, and free. Now go be that.